Hey guys, MapleBorder78 here. You know, a lot of guys ask me what's involved in doing maintenance on nitros after you're done playing with them. A lot of guys who haven't had experience with nitro can be intimidated by the after-run maintenance, thinking that it's too complicated or there's too much involved with it. So I'm going to show you what I do just to give you a really quick overview of what I do when I get home with my Revo 3.3. I've had about 2 gallons through this truck. The engine runs absolutely superb. It's just been a phenomenal truck for me. Starts every single time just perfectly. I've really loved having this truck. So I'm going to show you everything I do when I come home and all my little after-run maintenance stuff. So let's get started. So the first thing I do when I get home is I just open the fuel door, and outside in my backyard I just turn it upside down and dump out any little fuel that's left in the fuel tank. Then I'll plop it on my table and I'll just crank it over. If there's a little bit of fuel left in the lines, it'll idle for about 20-30 seconds and then die off, and then I'll keep cranking it. You just want to get the fuel out of the lines. And there's no fuel left in the lines. Next, I just grab the air filter, pop it off. Just going to use my little included tool here to take off the air filter element. Screws off. And then I just take that outer portion off. I'm going to go wash this in the sink. So I just take the air filter element, take some dish soap, just kind of soap it up and wash it with my fingers. Add a little bit here. Just agitate it. And rinse it off. I'll squeeze out the excess water. And that's all done. I'm going to leave this here on the counter to dry while I do the other stuff inside the garage now. Next up, just take some needle nose pliers, reach down there, pull off the little starter wire from the glow plug. Then I use my glow plug wrench, take it out. Then take your needle nose pliers, reach down in there, pull the glow plug up. I also reach in there, make sure to get the washer. So for this part, you're just going to need a rag or paper towel. A little WD-40 here. So I spray a little WD-40 into the glow plug hole and spray a little bit into the mouth of the carb. It's like a 1-second blast. And you just take your starter, put your towel over the top of the engine, crank it for 10 seconds. Repeat the process 2 more times. Spray a little bit in the mouth of the carb, spray some in the top glow plug hole, paper towel, crank it for 10 seconds. And one last time. Carb, glow plug hole, crank it for 10 seconds. Just going to put the glow plug back in. Tighten it down with the glow plug wrench. Use my needle nose pliers, put the starter wire back on. Now we'll go get our air filter element to pop back on. Take the air filter element, sometimes just to get a little extra moisture out of it, I'll just pinch it in a paper towel. Then you're going to take your air filter oil. I just kind of drizzle it on there a little bit. and then just kind of spread it out through the filter. Just kind of work it through the whole filter element. Now you got it oiled. Then we'll just grab the intake, slide the filter back on, put on the cap here, it just screws on, and then we'll throw it back on the truck. Filter gets popped back onto the mouth of the carb. Final step is to just plug in the receiver pack to charge. And lastly, I don't do this every time, but about every 3 runs, then I'll take the battery out of the wand, the starting one, and just charge that up. Top it off. And that's it.